We're going to begin by looking at how to log into our screen and how to get into the FileMaker program. Now, before you begin to work with this program, you must first understand how to use an iPad or a smart device. If you don't know, please contact your field supervisor and let them explain how to use the device, or find somebody who has a smart device and learn how to use the buttons and so on. If you don't, you're going to be really in a lot of trouble. So we need those as a starting point, and that includes things like how to slide things around, how to log in. More than likely, your device is going to have a password on it. You will need to get that password in order to log into the iPad. So let's look for how do we find where to log in. The FileMaker program has many different types of apps. You can see here one of the first ones is sort of a blue color. You can see one that's a green color. And if I keep scrolling here, I can see one up here that says FileMaker Go 18. And then I can see down here a FileMaker Go 19. Now, which one that you use is dependent upon which version of the software that you have. So what's important is to first find out which icon you're going to be working on. So you will need to slide to the icon that you're going to be using. And in this case, we're going to use FileMaker Go. Even though FileMaker Go 19 has come out, we're going to start with FileMaker Go 18 because essentially the same. The difference is you'll notice that the FileMaker Go 18 has a little folder in its icon, whereas the newer version, FileMaker Go 19, has some kind of weird new design. What has happened is that they have changed FileMaker, which used to be a standalone, and now it's called Claris FileMaker. And with the new name comes a new icon. So we're going to start with the FileMaker Go 18. Whether you use 19, it doesn't matter. But you'll also know that there are maybe other FileMaker icons on there as well, such as that blue one you see in the lower right hand corner, which is FileMaker 17. You may even have an iPad that has FileMaker 14 or so on. So make sure that you know which one you're using. You'll also note that the iPad has a number of different icons. In later videos, I may come back and show how to use some of these apps so that you can use them in your fieldwork, such as these great compasses that we have up here in the upper right hand corner. So first you will tap on the FileMaker 18, and it may ask you to just close out of this particular screen, which is going to give you an overview. And you'll notice at the bottom it says My Apps, Favorites, Recent, Host. Currently we're not using a host, but in the future we may use a host. That is, that we may be in the cloud. That is our goal, but it isn't something we're ready to do at this point. So you will look for, currently in My Apps, and you are going to look for the file that you're going to be using. That file should be listed or named, and it should be in where your apps are kept. You can see I have contacts, events, invoices, projects. Probably we will remove all of those so there's no confusion, and you should have only two. One will be the whatever version of the folder for your square, which you can see is that folder, neat folder, and then you can see one that looks like it's a stack of papers or a stack of pictures, and that's called the FM gallery. So we're going to deal with that in a moment. You'll also see two PDFs down there. One is Chapter 2 PDF, which is the dig manual, Chapter 2 dig manual, which everyone needs to read, and then the step-by-step guide. If I click on the Chapter 2 dig manual, you'll notice on the right side that you can see the pages, and I can turn the pages or I can scroll up as I need to. If you are a Square supervisor, you need to be familiar with the dig manual, so please read the dig manual before beginning any of this. Basically go sit down in the shade, give your responsibilities to someone else, and read this very carefully, as you will need this information in order to record the data correctly. There's also a step-by-step guide PDF here. If you click on this, it will tell you what I'm going to tell you now, including here. If you'll look, you can see the page which talks about how to log in, and we're going to talk about how to log in and set everything. But you can scroll through this, or if you see those little pages, if I push the little pages, notice how nice and neatly it can change pages for me. And I just click the Done button and I'm back. So let's go into logging in, and I've set up a brand new test version for this demonstration. So I'm going to tap on that. It's going to ask you for your password. Now you must have you must know the password. Generally it's the same password that you will get from either your field supervisor or your tech support person, whoever is it who signs that. I'm just going to put in a basic password to get us started here. So you type in the password, and from this point forward it probably will remember or ask you, do you want to save? And now I have saved it into my keychain, and you can see that it has opened up. And the first thing that you're going to notice is that you have a series of icons or buttons on the left, and then you have this sort of blank screen on the right. And as we have now logged in, we are at what's known as the home page. Now before we can do anything, what we also will need to do is to select. It may at some point ask you to select how do you go about getting the photographs to line up. And that is used through a different FileMaker program that we saw earlier, and that is the FM Gallery. So you can see the login is not a difficult task, but we'll come back and go through the buttons and start a new square in another episode.